What's up guys? Welcome back to another Drinking in Life video. Today, we're gonna start something new. I wanna use this video to start a series that will dive into exploring the basics of wine. But before I do that, we need to take a step back. I want to tell you and show you why I love wine and why I think you should too. You see, wine is an experience. Let's think of it this way. Do you remember what it was like to be in kindergarten? To be joyfully ignorant of the way the world around you was operating. You would come to school every day and learn something new, something basic, and it would change everything about the way you saw the world. And before you know it, all these little things start to add up, and you begin to see a world full of possibilities. That burst of learning, of figuring out the world, and that change in mindset of the way that you interact with the world is a result of you being exposed to all these new things. Our schools do a wonderful job at awakening our senses, our sense of hearing, our sense of touch, our sense of sight. They teach us to read with our eyes, to play sports with our hands and our eyes together. They teach us to listen and understand one another. They teach us to listen and love music. But let's consider this example. A sunset is beautiful. A sunset is always beautiful. Even as a kindergartner, the sunsets that you see are beautiful. But it isn't until you start to learn your colors that green is green and blue is blue that you begin to recognize those colors in the world. And by recognizing those colors in the world, you see the sunset in a new light. That sunset had always been there. It had always been beautiful, but it wasn't until you had your attention drawn to colors that you would even pay attention to that sunset. And it was then, when you could comprehend the sunset, that you were really exposed to its beauty. Now, what does all this have to do with wine? In the same way that our sense of sight is developed to appreciate sunsets, so too can your sense of smell and of taste. And while our schools do a great job at training those other senses, sometimes our smell and our taste are the ones that are a little left behind. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all love Dino Nuggets as a kid. We don't really give much mindfulness to what about the Dino Nuggets is it that we like. We see the sunset, but we don't know our colors, and so we can't really recognize its beauty. This is where wine comes in. There are literally thousands of these different flavors and aromas out there to be enjoyed. And in the same way that sunsets have always been beautiful, the wines that we drink are always complex. Wines offer us a same type of beauty, but it's a complex beauty. And it's not until we begin to learn our colors, or in wine, until we begin to learn its attributes, that we can really recognize and access this beauty. And in this way, wine is an experience. One that will awaken your senses to a whole new realm of beauty. And it doesn't stop with wine. As you begin to be exposed to these flavors and aromas in wine, all the other times that you taste and smell are also going to be enriched. And so this is my encouragement to you. Dive right in, explore your palate, unlock and identify these senses that you've always had, but to a level where you can really recognize beauty. Let your exposure to wine expose you to a vast amount of beauty in the world. In the next couple weeks, I'll be putting out some more 2-minute videos, and we're going to explore the basics of wine. We'll cover grape growing, winemaking, and most specifically, wine tasting. At the end of this video, there will be a thumbnail to lead you to the next one. I hope you decide to click it and join me in Drinking in Life. So whether you found your way here feeling like an outsider to this gated community of serious wine drinkers, as an adventurer and explorer of the world ready for your next experience, or as somebody just wanting to see what all this fuss is about, I'm glad you're here, and you're gonna love what comes next. So go grab a bottle, some glasses, a friend or 2 or 5, and let's give this wine experience a go. I'll see you in the next video.